My name is Dakshinamurthy. Today I am going to teach you the 7 steps for building success. Sir, please wait 1 minute. There are thousands of books already available in the market that teach us how to succeed in the life. But what are you going to teach in a different way? To be frank, I am not going to teach anything. Instead, I am going to give you some practice using My World mobile app. You need to just follow 7 simple practices that I am going to teach now. If you follow this, definitely you can also succeed in your life. Come, let's go inside.
Excellent. So to continue the practices, we need to install My World application in our mobile. If you have not already installed it, you can see the description. It is having link. You can install it. For the first time you need to register. It is free actually. You can register. If you find any difficulties, you WhatsApp for 850 and 2000. So in this video, we are going to start practicing do it now attitude. So what is do it now attitude? So before that we need to understand procrastination. We might have a very good idea, a challenging idea. We know very well if we implement it, definitely we will win, or definitely we will gain some success, or we will gain some money, or some whatever you want. But usually most of the people, after getting an idea, they will start postpone the implementation. They will think, okay, tomorrow we will start, or they will think, okay, next year we will start because we need this and that and that. So in this way we always try to postpone our activity instead of starting it. You try to imagine, without starting a work, how can we expect the result from that? So in this class we are going to learn how to avoid this procrastination. Instead, how to develop do it now attitude. Let us start today. Let us start now. That attitude we need to develop. How? So first we need to understand what is procrastination. It is not our problem. It is purely mind game. It is our mind game. Why mind game? Because the mind always willing to do some challenging and interesting activities. So what it does, whether it is important or not, it is trying to avoid it. So what we are doing, we are avoiding very important task itself. Instead, we are trying to do something more challenging and more interesting and easy, like that. Okay, I understand what is procrastination. Then how to overcome from that? Very, very simple. Always work on a goal. You set up your goal. It may be a short-term goal or a long-term goal. You can set up your goal for a day, or you can set up your goal for a week or a month or a year, like that. Just set up your goal. Goal is very important. What we are trying to achieve. Once we set up the goal, then you try to develop the habit of task listing. See, what are the tasks I need to perform in order to achieve my goal? So first, each and every day, we need to start with a task list. Then prioritize task. Which task has to be completed first and which task can be done later on. Like that we need to prioritize task. We will see more about this one in the next slide. So in this way, we can develop do it now attitude. Also, don't try to do everything by yourself. If you feel something easy or something, it is repetitive task, you try to delegate that particular task to someone else, so that you will have more time for doing some important and the task that cannot be done by others. So delegation of authority is also help you to develop your do it now attitude. Okay, Understanding time management quadrants. Once we set up a goal, we can list the task and prioritize task very easily. When prioritizing a task, this table will be very much helpful. So what is this table? You can see in the left hand side, important, not important. That means when we create a task, we can tag it as whether it is important or not important. Sir, how to tag whether it is important or not important? If a particular task helps you to achieve your goal, then we can consider it as important. If it is not helping you, but it is also we must do, then it is not important. We can avoid sometimes. That is not important. So very simple. If a task will help you to achieve the goal, then we can tag it as important. Otherwise, we can tag it as not important. Okay. So vertically, the column wise, you can see two columns. Whether that particular task is urgent or not urgent. You know very well. So a particular task can be tagged as urgent or not urgent. We will see there are 4 quadrants, 4 possibilities we can put our task into. So let us see important and urgent. So what kind of task that can come under important and urgent? Deadlines for work or school projects. So tomorrow is the deadline. So only 4 hours are there. I need to complete it. So what will happen? That task will become important as well as urgent. Similarly, you can see strategic planning. Strategic planning, without planning, we cannot achieve success that much easily. Because once we plan it, even if it is not successful, we can re-plan again and achieve it. Or we can move towards our goal slowly and gradually. So strategic planning is very, very important, but it is not urgent. So normally the unsuccessful people will always try to ignore the important but not urgent task. But the successful people always concentrate on the second quadrant. They will try to do or give first priority to complete the task which are important and not urgent. You see here, not important, urgent. What are the not important but urgent calls? Interruptions from phone calls. Suddenly we receive a phone call and we receive a message, so we need to address. So they are not important but urgent. Some meetings and reports. So manager calls for a meeting and asking for some details. So we need to go. Whether it is not important or not, we need to attend. It is urgent. So similarly, what is not important and not urgent? Excessive social media usage, mindless TV watching, unproductive web browsing, gossiping. So these tasks, if we very much involved in this one, what will happen? We won't achieve our goal. So always keep in mind, try to complete the important task first. That too, always plan for the not urgent task. Because once it is completed within this particular quadrant itself, it won't jump into urgent category. When we complete any task, when it is not urgent, then we will be having peaceful mind. Okay? Now we will see how this can be maintained and easily tracked using MyWorld app. Okay? From here, from the home screen, click the plus button. There you can select task. You see here the due date. So when this particular task has to be completed, you select the due date, then you give the description, and here is the important thing. You can tag a particular task as important or not important, urgent or not urgent. So like this, if you mark it carefully, then what will happen? We can focus on important and not urgent calls first. You see here, filter task. How to filter the task only? Suppose today morning I am starting the work. So immediately I don't want to list out all the diary activities. I want to concentrate on the task activities. So we can use this icon, this filter icon. You click it, then you can choose the task. So what will happen? Only the tasks will be filtered here. You can see two icons here. So one icon is meant for identifying importance. The other one is to help you identifying the urgency. The dark color always identifies the importance and urgency. You see here, when it is gray, so that means what? The urgency is not urgency. When it is red, what is the meaning? It is urgent. See, when this I is dark, then it is important. If it is gray, then it is not important. Very simple. So similarly, you can identify the important, urgent and important not urgent task, and you can focus on those tasks very first. Okay. So complete the task one by one. That's it. If you do this practice, that is, you first create the task in My World and mark it or tag it the care that is importance and urgency. Once if it is correctly done and if it is correctly completed, you will see a remarkable improvement in your work completion, your remarkable improvement in the productivity. Okay. So in the next video we will see health is wealth. Thank you.